Mission Impossible is the most fascinating action movie franchise of the last 30 years because it lived a full lifespan. The first 4 Mission Impossibles, 1, 2, 3, and Ghost Protocol, feel like they were picked at random from a cinematic jukebox, with each bearing the unique stylistic signature of its respective director: Brian De Palma, John Woo, J.J. Abrams, and Brad Bird. The last 4 Mission Impossibles, Rogue Nation, Fallout, Dead Reckoning, and Final Reckoning, are the work of one director, Cruise's frequent collaborator Christopher McQuarrie, who took the fun, self-aware pop version of the franchise that Brad Bird established with Ghost Protocol and turned it into a world-conquering action franchise that valued brand discipline over risk. But whether it's the shoot-'em-up energy of MI2 or the buddy comedy rhythms of Rogue Nation, every Mission Impossible movie shares 2 missions in common: to save what's good about the movies and to celebrate the myth of the last movie star. I'm the Georgia Movie Dawg, and this is the Movies Baby ranking of the Mission Impossible movies, worst to best. Number 8, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. 2022's Dead Reckoning is the worst installment in the Mission Impossible franchise because it's the most unwieldy and the most unmemorable. It's no surprise that this COVID-era production was interrupted by numerous delays and took 12 months to complete because the 2-hour and 43-minute final product is a fragmented plot fest that is occasionally breathtaking, the train sequence, but throws way too much at the wall without ever cohering into a compelling rhythm. Number 7. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Okay, look, I am not saying that Rogue Nation is a bad movie, okay? We are already well into 3-star territory, and everything from here on out is a good movie or better. But that means the competition is fierce, and Rogue Nation falls to 7 because although it nails the fun stuff, it never finds its edge and lacks the urgency of the better installments. It's just a little too much Simon Pegg and not enough of the franchise's darker charms. Number 6, Mission Impossible 3. MI3, directed by J.J. Abrams, is a case of big upsides and big downsides. On the upside, we get the bar-none best villain in the entire franchise, Philip Seymour Hoffman's venomous arms dealer, Owen Davian. We also get Tom Cruise breaking into the Vatican dressed as a cardinal, which is a lot of fun. On the downside, our eyes are bombarded with some nauseatingly oversaturated color correction that makes Domino look restrained. Even more offensive, the smoldering sexual chemistry between Tom Cruise and Thandie Newton in MI2 is exchanged for the dinner party domesticity of Cruise and fiancée Michelle Monaghan in MI3. Last time we saw this guy, he was dressed like Neo doing motorcycle fights on the beach, and now he's washing dishes in the suburbs? That's what I do! That's not what he does! Number 5, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Final Reckoning shares many of the flaws of its companion piece, Dead Reckoning. It's long, it has pacing issues, it sags under the burden of too much franchise lore. But Final Reckoning transcends these limitations thanks in large part to 2 of the best action sequences in the entire franchise: the biplane fight and that stunning, haunting submarine break-in at the bottom of the North Pacific Ocean that doesn't feature any shootouts or pyrotechnics or even any other living people. It's just Cruise in a Russian sub fighting to survive as he slides further and further down the continental shelf into the abyss. It's not an action sequence, it's a poem. Number 4, Mission Impossible 2. MI2 has the lowest Rotten Tomatoes score in the franchise. Not because it's the worst Mission Impossible movie, but because these normies can't handle it, baby! MI2 is the goth kid at Thanksgiving, flipping birds at Fallout when its parents aren't looking, and sneaking outside between courses to pound nicotine pouches and key Brad Bird's car. MI2 rocks! It's mean, it's nasty, it's sexy. It's not insecure about being an action movie. It loves being an action movie. MI2 came here to chew Zin and kick ass, and it's all out of Zin, baby. Number 3, Mission Impossible Fallout. 2018's Fallout is the dictionary definition of a non-stop thrill ride. From the Paris airdrop to the helicopter fight and everything in between, Fallout succeeds because it doesn't just nail the big set pieces, it also nails the smaller action sequences that Mission Impossible movies occasionally phone in. At the end of the day, if you're looking for the Mission Impossible movie with the lowest barrier to entry and the highest probability of entertaining your ass off, it's Fallout every time, baby! Number 2. Mission Impossible. 1996's Mission Impossible, directed by legendary New Hollywood auteur Brian De Palma, made an indelible impression on me as a kid, and kicked my passion for the movies into overdrive because of how many cinematic influences De Palma packs into this 2-hour megaplex popcorn flick. From Hitchcock to The Third Man to the blood and black lace of Giallo, De Palma turns Mission Impossible into a cinephile's dream, painting with sex and violence at a level that I was unaware was even possible as a 12-year-old, while also unleashing action sequences like the famous break-in at the CIA that not only compete with the 90s macho action orgies of Michael Bay and Roland Emmerich, but exceed them through precision and sophistication. Not to mention this cast! Oh my god! Emmanuel Béart, John Voight, Kristen Scott Thomas, Emilio Estevez, Jean Reno, Ving Rhames, Vanessa Redgrave, in addition to Tom Cruise. What a batshit insane dream team of European art house legends and American pop culture personas. And it all works! I think you could argue it's the best movie in the franchise. But this is a list of the best Mission Impossible movies, and there's one installment left that better captures the spirit of the franchise as a whole. Number 1. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Every movie franchise has a critical turning point moment. That delicate juncture where a cinematic universe either loses its compass and starts to slip into smugness and self-parody, or digs deep and discovers its destiny. 2011's Ghost Protocol is the destiny of Mission Impossible. The escape from the Russian prison, the explosion at the Kremlin, the Burj Khalifa, the final fight in that futuristic parking garage. The Burj Khalifa! In Ghost Protocol, director Brad Bird, aka America's Miyazaki, figured out the game of Mission Impossible in a way that no one before him had, and he played it at such a high level that no subsequent installment could match it, unlocking Tom Cruise's final form as not just a movie star, but a movie genre unto himself. Whereas previous directors relied on their own personal aesthetics, Bird made Cruise the aesthetic. He is the dream of popular cinema in the body of a person, and for the first time in his career, he doesn't seem to be competing with his contemporaries or with the legends that came before him. He is locked in, self-assured, and his only competition is his own limitations, which, at the age of 62 and counting, he apparently hasn't found yet. All hail Ghost Protocol, the best Mission Impossible movie. I hope you enjoyed this countdown of the Mission Impossible movies, worst to best. Let me know what you think in the comments, let me know what we missed, and of course, like, subscribe, and join us every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time for the Movies Baby live stream. Your weekly dose of all the movie news, reviews, box office analysis, and Hollywood prophecies that you crave. I'm the Georgia Movie Dawg, and I'll see you next time. Go Dogs.